So episode 10 of Disventure Camp Season 5 will be releasing in like a week by the time this video comes out. And because this is probably the only time I will be able to talk about this elimination without immediately getting spoiled. In today's video, I will be going over who I think is MOT likely to be eliminated next episode. And I'll be doing so in a slightly different format, as this time I will be using a tier list. Now, before I get into this video, a few disclaimers. First off, this video is heavily inspired by Frofro8ko's video a few months back going over his predictions for the TPOT21 voting results. If you're interested in BFDI, which I know some of you are, please consider checking out his stuff. The link to his video will be in the description. And second off, I will only be going over the fan favorites in this video. As let's be real, the chances of the fans losing again are extremely low. Also, because I'm lazy, I'm going to be going in alphabetical order for this video. Anyways, let's just get into it. Ally is kind of in a weird spot right now. Now, as most of y'all know, Ally has been one of the main people that people predict to be eliminated each episode. Kind of similar to how everybody was predicting that Aiden would get out after pretty much every episode in All Stars, only for him to end up reaching the final 7. And to be honest, I have subscribed to this theory. Primarily because if we're being purely objective from a narrative perspective, Ally probably makes the most sense to leave, due to her having pretty much no plot relevance or anything to do for majority of the season. Now, the main counterpoint to this is that while Ally has a good reason to go from a narrative perspective, from her in-universe perspective she has pretty much no reason to leave, as she's currently one of the main swing votes on the fan favorites team alongside Benji. And she hasn't really done anything to piss anybody off outside of the Aiden blind side, which pretty much nobody from the Cyan Alliance has held a grudge at for. Now, granted, from what we have seen from episode 9, we might begin to see Ally play more strategically and branch out more, which might cause some conflict between her and Benji, which could lead to her being eliminated. Overall, I'm going to put Ally at a slight risk due to her having no real reason to go from her in-universe perspective, but still being at risk due to her not really having a narrative reason to stay here. Disappointment in the game of life. Benji has nothing to worry about. Not only did he just get his first major episode this season and has begun his main character arc, but also from a universe perspective, nobody has a reason to go after him, as just like Ally, he is one of the swing votes, plus Rosa is actively trying to get him to join her alliance in order to take down Natalia. So unless something stupid happens, or he just completely regresses on what he did in episode 8, there is no way in hell that Benji is going home this episode. 100% safe for sure. Bruno's also has nothing to worry about for next episode. Pretty much nobody has any reason to vote him out right now, as his social game is pretty good with him acting as the fan favorites team de facto hype man and helping lighten the mood when things get tense. Plus, narratively speaking, booting him just wouldn't make any sense. Also, his arc seems to just be starting up, so I doubt they would drop him this early. So just like Benji, Bruno is 100% safe. I don't even have to elaborate on this. Fiora is 100% safe. Gabby is also somebody I don't have to elaborate on too much. She has pretty strong social standing on the team. She hasn't really done anything to piss anybody off yet, and her arc just started. So she also ends up in the 100% safe tier. Lake is also safe, but I don't think her position so far is secure enough to put her in the 100% safe spot. Granted, Lake isn't at risk by any means. She has no real reason to go yet, and she still has stuff to do this season. But her beef with Spencer could put her kind of at risk. Granted, that risk is very low, and I doubt anything will happen between them this episode, but still. So because of this, I'm going to put Lake in the safe tier. I like Natalia a lot, but I'm going to be honest, she is completely fucked this episode. Okay, that last part was slight hyperbole, but still it is not looking good for her so far. This is primarily due to her being the main target of Rosa at the moment, and considering that Spencer and Rosa are working with Bruno, Lake, and now Benji, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Natalia is almost certainly going to be in the bottom to this episode, and is probably getting the boot here. Now granted, she isn't completely screwed. As she still has Gabby and Fiora's allies. And while Tom ain't flipped on her yet, he is kind of wary of her at the moment. And Ally is kind of a tenuous vote at best at this point, given how she has stated that she's moving to find new allies. So just based off that, this vote is not looking good for Natalia in the slightest. At risk for sure.
Then give us something that rocks.
You know what I just said during Lake's segment, that she was safe, but not as safe due to having beef with Spencer? Yeah, Rosa has the same thing Lake has with Spencer, just swapped out with Natalia. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no way Rosa gets out this episode. Her arc just started, and narratively speaking, booting her would be pretty stupid. But from an in-universe perspective, her conflict with Natalia might result in her being slightly at risk, considering she's the main person trying to get her out right now, which might result in Natalia trying to take her out before she can do anything. Overall though, Rosa is still in a decent enough position to remain in the safe category.
Disappointment in the game of life.
Spencer is kind of in the middle here to an extent, as while he is sort of at risk due to his, to put it nicely, terrible social game. And the fact that he is now at odds with Fior, Lake, and Natalia, which could potentiality put him at risk here from an in-universe perspective. However, this one of the rare cases where out-of-universe kind of matters more than in-universe logic. Because let's be real, based on what they have teased so far, and based off the way that Odd Nation cartoons handled Spencer in the past, there is no way in hell that they are booting him this early. So based on this, I'm going to put him in the safe tier, but if we're going purely off of in-universe logic, he would be in the slight risk tier.
Oh, hell no!
Tom is kind of at risk here, but I don't think this episode will be the episode where he gets eliminated yet. And this is primarily because Tom has not been stated to be a target of anybody on the fan favorites team so far, and he has been helping the team out a decent amount recently. Plus, the guy is a bit of a writer's pet. So I doubt that he is going to go extremely early this season, and he is most likely going to end up as one of the last PR emerge boots. But at the same time, he definitely has been providing the least plot-wise out of everybody in his main trio, which does kind of indicate that he is probably getting out soon. Plus, in order for them to follow through with what they are planning with Gabby, Tom is probably going to have to get out soon. So with this in mind, it'll put Tom at slight risk due to him not having as much of a narrative reason to be here. And that wraps up my predictions. As of right now, if I had to guess who would get out, I would say Natalia or Ally. But more so Natalia, as she has more of an in-universe reason to get eliminated as opposed to Ally, who only really has her outside of universe and narrative reason to get eliminated. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you never miss another video from me. Comment down who you think will be eliminated next, and I'll see you all later. Peace out. Take care. Bye bye.